Hey everybody, it's Safi and Marco, Dish Out on the Movies, and we just watched the finale of Hell's Kitchen, Season 24, Battle of the States. And we have a winner, but let's talk about the competition first. The battle is between Ellie from Nevada and Jada from Florida.
You know the first thing that I did, Safi?
What?
At Kroger, you know, we had to go in a long line. You know, there were all these people at Kroger's, all sorts of people.
Because we're going to have terrible weather, and it's like, I call it snowstorm shopping.
Many different shapes and sizes. Many different kinds of people. Some of them probably aliens from Mars. And, not from Mexico, from Mars. So, but we were in this long line just to do self-checkout, and I looked to the right, and then I looked to my left, and I saw drink powders. Like, what's that one with Tang? My favorite, Tang. And Crush, and powdered Skittle, and Liquid IV. And then I saw some of my favorites, Kool-Aid, and I went, oh yeah! I gotta get me one of those, oh yeah! And I got orange Kool-Aid, liquid drink flavor, 0 calories, but you get to drink chemicals. It's like, what would you rather do? Have some sugar and have some calories, or have chemicals? I don't know. I plead the fifth. So, oh yeah! I got my Kool-Aid, and I got home, and I knew how this finale was going to go, hopefully. I hoped that Jada was going to fail epically. That's not even a word. And I hoped that the Kool-Aid girl would win, so that at the end of the episode she could go, oh yeah! As she's squirting open her champagne, saying fuck you to Anaya, you know, talking to her soy boy friend, the friend-zoned friend. I don't know what to call him. I don't know his name. But, and I gotta say, well, no, we'll talk about that later. I'll talk about that at the end. So, Safi, do you want to begin, or should I, as Bernie's watching us? The cat.
Well, they picked their teams last week, and we talked about this already, about this Anaya who's been nothing but a pain in the ass. And I'm sorry to even talk like that, but she's been a loudmouth, and she's been very full of herself, and so is her friend Jada. And Jada is a really good chef. I'm not saying that she isn't, but she's she's immature, because some of the little stunts that she pulled with Anaya, they're commentary. I did not appreciate it, and I thought it was childish and immature.
Yeah.
But you know, I thought, well, she could still get it. You know, who knows? Ellie, on the other hand, is a little older. I don't think she's that much older, but she's probably a few years older. Sorry, and she's also worked in a state kitchen many years. She's had a lot of experience, and she seemed more mature. And of course, it wasn't just maturity. It's a lot of different things, because what they're trying for is to be the head of the kitchen at this resort, this rich resort, which I had no idea that the head of the board was a Native American. Was it the Pequot tribe? I'm not sure.
I'm not even going to touch that.
I'm sorry that if I'm not getting that right. But anyway, I was really shocked by that. I thought that was really cool. But anyway, so I thought, you know, Ellie has to be able to cook, of course. And she demonstrated that. And she also was very cool under fire. Everybody in the kitchen respected her. And they brought it out in the beginning. You know, Alexandra is on Ellie's team, and Anaya, Jada's best friend in the whole world. They're both very young. Jada is 22, and
they're like a match made in Mean Girl heaven.
Yeah, it's a Mean Girl thing. And so they kind of, the way the show was edited or whatever, but it's still, I don't even think they had to do the editing because you just know Anaya was going to be, might possibly be problematic on Jada's team, and then Alexander was going to be the problem child if there was any problem on Ellie's team.
Well, I thought Jaden would be the problem on the Kool-Aid Girls team. But first off...
No, he wasn't, not at all, really.
That's just what I thought. So that did not happen. He did a good job. All the bad people were pretty much on Jada's team, which is exactly what I said last week. I said Jada has a terrible team. She's got Henry and a bunch of scrubs. And, sorry... But just actually, Anthony is Anthony on our team. Yeah, yeah. Anthony turned out to be pretty good too, and I felt
he was very good, and so was Henry.
I felt bad for him because he hated having to be on a team with Anaya.
Yeah, they did not like and they started talking about her at the beginning. They said because she started getting up in front and telling everybody what to do.
No, I want to start. I want to go through the dorms. Safi. So.
Okay.
I'm the Anaya now. I'm the captain now.
Okay, Marco.
Remember that movie? Remember?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Captain Phillips?
Oh. Okay.
God, Safi.
Come on, Marco.
See, Safi likes to do weird shit. She wants to rush, but then she'll interrupt me 1,000 times during a review, and that makes it take longer. So anyways... I thought that Anaya was going to be bad because I thought she would try to control things or try to control other people, which is what she did throughout the whole season. But spoiler alert, she ended up being bad because of her own cooking, which I thought was just really, really nice to watch. It was really delicious in a revenge type of way and like a poetic, like a Shakespearean. This episode was like a Shakespearean play. It was like a Shakespearean story, just perfectly written. And, I bet Chef Gordon is pretty happy that it turned out that way, because honestly, after Chef Gordon protected the mean girl for so long, it was probably so satisfying for him to see her, falter. And so in the dorm, she goes up in front of everyone. Keep in mind, this is supposed to be the finalists going up there in front of the team.
Well, going up to the menus and everything.
Going up to this easel and writing down the menu and assigning people stations. That's supposed to be the finalists doing that. But Anaya goes up there first. And she says, "Okay." And what does she do, Safi?
I don't know.
What does she
starts
write?
Telling everybody what they're going to do. Or
No, you're wrong. So she writes. Sorry, she writes down something like top reasons that Jada got to the finale, or something like that, and then underneath it, she put something about herself, like Anaya was sent home by Jada or something, or voted to go home by Jada, and she's like, "Now wait a second, guys, we gotta go through this first. We gotta talk about this little thing first."
And all the people on the team started making disgusting faces because they didn't like it.
It was like, what the hell is going on here? And then Jada's just like, oh yeah, Jada still loves Anaya, and so. It was kind of beautiful because Jada and Anaya, they went down together. They went down fighting. They went down together. Their ship sunk badly. It was like the Titanic in that bitch. And it was just perfect because, it just showed. I think that Jada could have won the whole season if she didn't spend the whole season being friends with a mean girl and being a mean girl herself. Because by the end of the season, her one true ally was Anaya, the mean girl. And it not only did not pay off, but it ended up destroying her in the actual surface. So what do you think of that, Safi? The fact that, do you agree with that? I think she would have had a way better chance if she didn't spend the whole season being best friends with Anaya.
Well,
If you
plus
think
the
about
fact,
it.
during the last part of the season, when it was between Anaya and somebody else, or maybe two other people, she wouldn't vote for her, and they said, "Why aren't you voting for her?" And it's like she wasn't using her best judgment. And then the thing is, the first person she picks for her team, instead of somebody who's like Krista or whatever it is,
Jada,
yeah, she picks Anaya because that's her a mean girl best friend. She wasn't necessarily the best one, and she picks her. I mean, I thought she would pick Lisa. Nah, didn't pick Lisa.
and
Yeah. So I mean, she picked. She didn't, and I guess for the men, except for what's his name, Chris, the one who was he on Fish?
The bad one, yeah.
Yeah.
Or no, yeah. Yeah, was he? No, Anaya was on Fish.
Oh, that's right. Well, anyway.
He was on Garnish. Chris was on Garnish, and we'll talk about that later. But yeah, Jada picked a terrible team.
Yeah, well, and Marco said that already. And
the Kool-Aid Girl, she not only had the third place contender, but she also arguably had the fourth place contender,
which was Lisa.
In Lisa. So she had two out of the, I guess, three strongest contestants besides the two finalists. You have Henry, Lisa, and Sydney. Those would be the top three besides the main two. And so
she had a stronger team.
She had the better team, which is what I said before. I was right. I was 100% correct, just like I always am. And I thought it was really satisfying. But then over on the Kool-Aid Girl side, so you had just paint this as a picture, Safi. You have all the people on her team, the Kool-Aid Girls team. They're sitting around, and they're all waiting for the Kool-Aid Girl to come into the room. And that's when she runs into the room. She goes, "Oh, yeah!" She just busts in there. She's got a marker, and she's like, "This is what's going to happen, guys. We got Kool-Aid for appetizers, Kool-Aid for entree, and a Kool-Aid dessert. Oh, yeah!"
No, she didn't at all. But she was the one speaking. It wasn't Anaya or one of these other team members. They all listened to her because they have to assign the stations.
She took charge like a man.
Yeah, she took charge. And
I'm just kidding.
Like so-and-so would be on the Fish. Alexander had to do the Garnish. I guess Lisa did the fish and the beef. And so on. And so it's right down to business. They knew exactly what they were doing. And so before the next day. So this little fun and games that Anaya was doing was just taking away from the time they were supposed to use to actually figure out what they're making and what stations they were on, because she had to play this little game. But then I'll just tell you that thing that Jada said near the end when everything was over, and she said, "I'm just really surprised that Ellie even made it here. She was in the bottom almost the entire time."
Yeah, they did recaps for both of the finalists, and the Kool-Aid Girl did not really have anything mean to say about Jada, but then Jada chose to say, "I don't even know how Kool-Aid Girl got here. I mean, she was in the bottom that one time. She was terrible. You know, I don't even understand it."
And I'm like, I hope she doesn't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know she's good, but she's immature.
Yeah.
And I don't see how she's mature enough to lead a kitchen. If she's going to be this cliquey kind of girl And Anaya, well, maybe she would have hired Anaya to be in the kitchen too. But
I wouldn't want to work for her because it's like, she has like these weird personal irritations with the people in Hell's Kitchen. It's like, how would she treat the people that work for her? Like, if she doesn't like someone personally, like, I don't know.
Well, and so I'm thinking, she's 22 years old, and it shows.
Yeah.
In this part of it, maybe not the cooking, but I don't know if that's why and I don't think he would ever say so, but I'm wondering if that immaturity played a part in her not getting the job.
Yeah, I would have liked to have heard his reasons and everything he thought, because, well, I bet you can just kind of come up with that conclusion yourself, But also, it kind of seemed like everyone thought that Alexandra was going to be a really big weak link, because she got put on Garnish, which was also the thing that Chris got put on. He was the weakest chef, I guess, on the other team. And Alexandra was just like asking questions, and Lisa started to say things at her and say things to her. And I was like, whoa, Lisa's speaking up? Like, whoa, you can actually hear Lisa's voice? She gets so triggered just because of Alexandra's asking questions to her captain. She's trying to be helpful. She's not trying to sabotage or take over. She's not trying to be an Anaya. And then Lisa's just like, screw you. Like, what are you talking about? What did you think of that, Safi? I mean, it wasn't a big deal, but it's something to note.
Well, the thing about the difference between Anaya and Alexandra was Alexandra, she did have a little trouble with the poached eggs, but she got it down finally. They just didn't work. They were all trying to figure out what the problem was. They would break up in the water. But she said, I don't want to be the cause of Ellie not getting this.
Yeah. And
she said it several times to herself. So she asked questions about what was like the night before when they were setting what was going to be made and who was going to make it. She was trying to clarify how the dishes would be presented, and so she was doing everything she could to do the right thing. And then you have on the other side Anaya saying, well, because she started messing up on the fish.
Well, Safi, why are you going so far ahead?
Well, the thing is,
what are you doing?
She was saying stupid stuff like, I guess I just have PTSD when Jada tried to get rid of me or something. And I'm like, that's just the difference between her and Alexandra. You have a mature person who knows she has weaknesses, but she's trying to her best to make things right. And she says she doesn't want to be the cause of Ellie not getting the job. But then on the other side, you have this stupid little kid making statements like that.
Safi, that was just a troll. That was just a troll joke. That wasn't serious. I hope. I really hope that wasn't serious. But I don't know, because she got really triggered when the Kool-Aid girl asked her point blank, when have I ever made a mistake in this entire season? And Anaya was like, oh, wait a second. Oh my God. I have no reply to that, so I have to go to the disrespect angle.
Yeah, I remember
which is
that.
Such a modern thing, that you see a lot with, certain types of people. But before they got started in the service, Alexandra had a ton of issues poaching eggs. She really demonstrated why she was not the finalist of the show. But you kind of had to feel bad, because it was kind of like watching a bullied kid just trying to stand up and trying to do something. But it kind of just feels like she does that to herself. Whenever Alexandra is talking, it's like there's a dark cloud over her head. There's just a dark cloud with rain and thunder that just follows her around in her life. That's the type of person she is. So it was like, it was storming while she was making these eggs. And then she finally got it right, though, thankfully. And so that was a red herring, though, because from what I remember, there was not really any other major issue for the rest of the service. There was one part where
Lisa.
Was it the chicken? She did the chicken? Lisa?
No, she was doing the meats.
Lisa called herself the queen of the meats. I would not have wanted to do that on national television. And she sent up chicken that Chef Gordon said, "Oh no, this is raw." And then Kool-Aid Girl's like, "Actually, it's not. It's perfectly okay. I think it'll be okay. And if I think it's going to be okay, everything's going to be okay. And if you can change, then everyone can change." Like in Rocky IV. And so she sent it. She said, "Screw you" to Gordon. And I think that Gordon was really impressed by that. I think that he thought, wow, this girl's going to stand up to me. She's not going to be afraid to speak up and make tough decisions. She's not going to be a mealy mouth. She's not going to be a Lisa. She's going to speak up when she feels whatever.
Yeah. And he'd already seen that before, too, when right before she and Jada were picked, he saw that when he did the mistake things, where he would deliberately sabotage certain aspects of the meals. And like one thing, what was it? It looked like these round things were scallops, but they were really mushrooms.
Yeah.
And then the other thing was like the types of, since she'd been working in a steakhouse for like 8 years, he gave her these two steaks and they looked similar, but he was trying to present them as both the certain kind, but she knew right off the bat. She didn't have any trouble recognizing that mistake, that miscalculation. So
she'd
already seen that she wasn't afraid to speak up and say what was right or wrong.
She did a good job in the finale.
Yeah, she did.
Jada's team, how would I best describe it? It got annihilated. Okay, it got annihilated. Anaya, she couldn't cook scallops, which is like, that is like a sin as Hell's Kitchen.
Well, it's a sin for Gordon Ramsay, because that's, between that and that meat and the bread, beef Wellington, and the risotto, those are these things that he loves to cook. And he loves to serve.
I thought it was funny, because I think I already mentioned this before, but I cooked scallops for my birthday. I cooked them the day after my birthday, and they were pretty easy to cook. Like, they were not hard to cook. They tasted pretty good. And, I don't understand what happened. I mean, I don't think that Anaya was sabotaging her.
No, she wasn't. I don't think she was paying attention.
She failed miserably. It was probably her worst service of the entire season, but it was so fitting. It was like poetic justice was served to her, because, she was a mean girl the whole season, and then Jada, she was friends with the mean girl the whole season. And so it's kind of like in those video games where the ending is determined by the choices that you make and the relationships that you form, and then you could have a bad ending or a good ending. And Jada got the bad ending. She got the ending where, you made friends with the wrong people, you made the bad decisions, and even though you're in the finale, you got annihilated. And I think that Gordon thought, too, like, she was getting at Anaya, but she never put her in her place. She never switched her out with someone else. But she did do that to Chris. Chris was screwing up on garnishes because he's not good. Or he's not very good on the show, at least. And she switched him out.
Yeah,
right off the bat. And I think that showed to Gordon, why is Jada not switching out Anaya? Is it because of a personal bias, like that she's not going to switch her out? That would be horrible for a leader. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a big disaster. And I was really hoping, though, I was still hoping, like, please let Jada not win. Like, please.
Well, especially after she said that thing at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Ellie's been in the bottom the whole season. I don't understand why she's here.
Yeah.
She said that.
No, something like that. It
Well,
wasn't
yeah,
that
it wasn't
exactly.
exactly like that. It's paraphrased, but my God. Really?
Yeah.
At the end of the season, you're saying that? And it's not... She worked her way up. Whereas, what did you do? You worked your way down because you were dragged down by that dumb broad.
Mm-hmm.
And not your cooking. I'm not saying it's your cooking. Because you're really good at being a chef. But the personality is immature.
Yeah.
You can't lead a kitchen if you're that immature.
The difference that you saw was that the Kool-Aid girl made friends with Sydney, the third place candidate, and Lisa, and you saw throughout the finale that Sydney was going out of her way to help her, and she was really, really trying to help her. And it's like, if Jada had made friends with Sydney instead of Anaya, she might have won the season. Sydney ended up making the difference. And I've never seen that happen before, too, where usually in the finale, it's all based on the head person, themselves. I've never seen this where, one of the teams determined who won. Because in this case, it was clear that you had the Pee-wees versus, the big leagues. And the big leagues destroyed them.
Yeah, so I thought the best person won, and I'm glad for Ellie. I know we've been kidding the whole time about her hair, but it's just funny because she has this hair. It looks like Kool-Aid. I'm sorry, it just does, but it's nothing. I'm not saying as a bad thing. I'm just saying it's different, and I guess it gives her her own unique personality. But she did really well. Well, anyway, I just thought, I'm glad that Ellie won, and we've been teasing about her hair, and that it looks like Kool-Aid. It looks like the color of Kool-Aid. I'm sorry, and we don't say it in a mean way. It just makes herself look unique and different. But we're not.
No, I am saying it in a mean way. I am directly saying it to antagonize.
Well,
the Kool-Aid girl.
I'm not. I just feel like she's a unique person, and
Safi,
she worked her ass off.
Are you not able to comprehend sarcasm, Safi?
Okay, Marco. Anyway, I thought she worked her ass up to get where she got.
Well,
like she said, I mean, she really tried.
She drank a lot of Kool-Aid. And when you drink a lot of Kool-Aid, you rise to the top. And you win in the end, and you get to open a champagne bottle and go, "Oh, yeah!" As Chef Gordon's like, "Here's our next season's winner! Eddie, you win that this season! And now, everyone, you can watch my new show with my daughter, Tilly!" You like that impression, Safi? It's, like, terrible.
No.
So, anyway.
Well, that's it, so...
Jada lost, which... I hope she grows up one day. So I would give, I give this episode an A+. I thought it was such a satisfying ending after the season. I think in general, I would not go back and rewatch this season because I hated the Mean Girl stuff. And even though it made for some funny commentary, it made for some interesting moments, I don't like watching that type of stuff. I don't like being reminded of these types of high school biatches.
That's another thing. High school's over.
Yeah, high school's over.
Don't need that BS.
It's kind of depressing. It's kind of depressing for those types of people like Anaya. Like they're out of high school, and then what are they doing? Like I think what Jada should do with Anaya, because it's obvious they're just going to be friends forever, and she's going to drag her down for the rest of her life. I think they should open up a pop-up restaurant called the Mean Girls or something like that, where it's those two, and it could be like a pink pop-up restaurant where they're mean to the customers on purpose as like a joke. And they make like food that's like spicy, has like some attitude to it. I think that they could do really well for that, because they could kind of turn this around, and they could embrace what happened on the show, which is that they became Mean Girl friends together. And I think they could use that to their advantage now. Have like a Mean Girls pop-up shop, which I would not be visiting because I know that Anaya would get really upset. How upset you think she'd get? You think she'd get so upset she'd like punch through the window and be like, "Oh yeah!" She'd just try to tackle me and kill me. What would she do?
No, Marco, she'd probably just stay away from you. Okay, well...
Really, Safi?
Yeah, I give it an A. And
what if I want to take a selfie?
I thought it was really good. I'm so glad that it came to be the outcome that it did.
I'd like to go to Hell's Kitchen now. I'd like to go to the Hell's Kitchen where the Kool-Aid girl works at, and I'd like to sit there and be like, "Excuse me, I'd like to order some Kool-Aid." It's like a prank. I'd just like to go there every year and do that as a prank. And just make her really confused. Like, what is he doing? Why does he keep saying he wants Kool-Aid? What do you think of that, Safi? What would you do?
No.
What would you order at Hell's Kitchen?
I don't know.
Chicken? Salmon?
No, I didn't think the chicken looked that good.
Beef Wellington?
Maybe that. I've never had it before.
Scallops?
Ugh, I don't eat scallops.
I think that I would order... Well, isn't the risotto an appetizer? I would get that.
I would get that.
I would get risotto as an appetizer. And I'd probably get the salmon as an entree.
Maybe.
Yeah, the crispy skin. With some Kool-Aid.
Okay. So I think we should wrap it up. So
Well, Safi,
that's it for season 24 of
How
Hell's Kitchen.
and how did you enjoy the season overall?
Well, it was okay. I just, I didn't like the Mean Girl stuff either. I don't think that it has any place in this. And I guess they were just desperate for, something to grab people's attention other than the cooking. They didn't have much going on with the men, so you really couldn't even...
Yeah, the men were really boring this year.
Really couldn't show anything. I didn't care much for Anthony, but he was really good in the final episode.
Yeah, he turned out to be a shocker. He turned out to be a surprising
he was steadfast.
Underdog.
He was very dependable, and he was very professional.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a really good thing because I didn't like his behavior for many episodes. I thought he was childish.
I just didn't like him. He has an earring. one ear. I don't like guys that have
No,
earrings.
that doesn't
Like,
bother
that's kind
me.
of weird.
Well, I just thought he was childish sometimes. And even Chef Gordon got mad at him for doing something childish.
I don't think he was doing anything bad, but anyways.
It wasn't bad, but it rubbed him the wrong way. You could tell.
Well,
And then I liked Henry. I thought Henry, even though it was a shame he couldn't do better, because he was in the military, and he had a family, and so he is trying to better him and his family's life, but he just wasn't. He's not wasn't up to the task.
Did you like Queen of the Meats?
Lisa? At the beginning, I thought Lisa would win it. But some of that stuff at the end with the personality thing about saying something that Cindy did that she didn't do, Sydney, and about throwing pans. No, she didn't.
Who?
And I was shocked. It's almost like she almost like defeated herself.
I think
she did that. It made herself look bad.
I think it was like a defense thing. Like she was being so defensive that she was trying to look for an excuse for Gordon to send someone else home.
I just don't. And why would she do that? Because it wasn't really like her to do that. She wasn't like that.
This is a good question for you, Safi. Who is the George W. Bush of this season?
Oh,
like
God,
which one of
I
these?
don't know.
Which one of these contestants would you just like to have a beer with?
I don't do that. I wouldn't do that.
Would you like to have a beer with the Queen of the Meats?
No, Marco, don't.
Why not?
No.
Why not? Who then?
I hope Lisa.
Which one would you like to hang
gets
out
a good
with?
position.
Have a beer.
Somewhere in Sydney.
Have a Gatorade.
Both of them are really good, and I hope that they are able to get a good position somewhere doing what they really like to do. Because I think they're both good chefs. And I really thought Lisa would have won, but I mean, like I said, she had some bad behavior at the end, which I didn't like. I just didn't like all this drama stuff. I just think they must have been desperate for people to watch, so they would, highlight it. And I didn't care for it. I'm not watching that show to see people act like it's high school again. Really, I'm not. So
since
anyway.
you didn't answer the question, I will answer the question.
Oh,
The George W. Bush of season 24, I would say would no, I don't know. I mean, I think that any of the women basically would be fun to hang out with, like except for Anaya and Alexandria. Like all of them seemed like nice people. Personally, I think that Lisa would be fun to hang out with. Jada would be hilarious because I would probably just spend the entire time being like, you know what, like, you could have made better choices and you would have been in Hell's Kitchen with Chef Gordon. And I think that Sydney would be the best one because she seems like I really liked how she supported the Kool-Aid girl in the finale. I thought, you know what, like, she didn't win the season, but she basically won the season because if the Kool-Aid girl didn't have Sydney, she would have died.
Yeah, she.
Not literally.
I liked her attitude too because she could have been really hurt and upset that she came so close, and but she just put that all aside, and she was very helpful, and she was genuine about it too. You could tell she really meant to be helpful and making sure, hopefully, that Ellie would win. It wasn't fake at all, and so that was another thing. So these were good people, and then you have this Anaya and Jada who are some of the stuff they said, I just like, my God, they're doing this on this show. It's so childish.
And they didn't have to make it this personal.
No.
You know, honestly, guys, like,
Why?
I have done a ton of videos where I have done all sorts of attacks on actors and actresses. I have never made it as personal as they did in this season of Hell's Kitchen.
I couldn't believe it.
On camera.
Why?
On camera, that is.
On camera, too. I mean, if you can't say something nice about somebody, don't say it at all. And so anyway.
Yeah, just be
freaked me
quiet.
out.
Just be quiet like Henry. You know, Henry hardly said anything the whole season. So anyways, guys, please like this video and comment. Are you excited for Hell's Kitchen reviews? I will say, for Valentine's Day, you know, for the past couple of years, I've had trouble with thinking of a type of video to do on Valentine's Day. I was trying to have a tradition where I was watching the Twilight movies, doing commentaries for them, but I just don't want to.
Don't.
So
Don't waste your time.
I watched 2 of them. They were both terrible. I can hardly remember anything about them except they both sucked.
Yeah.
They're really, really bad. And but I have thought of a Hell's Kitchen themed Valentine's Day video to do that would be very fun, amusing, and hilarious. I am really debating on whether or not to make that a Patreon exclusive, but I might. But I just wanted to make an announcement here so that you guys had the heads up, because the Hell's Kitchen videos have been some of the best videos that we've done on this channel. I think that TV reviews in general are really fun to do because they're a weekly discussion. And the first thing that you want to do after watching a TV show every week is discuss it with people. And that's what you can do on this channel. You know, like, I'll discuss with anybody. And then please subscribe to our channel. And also, head on over to our Patreon where you can see full unedited movie reviews, an hour long per review, bonus videos, rankings, excuse me, my short film, which Safi said was good.
Yeah, I liked it. Well, I thought it was nice. It's in color and black and white.
Yeah, there's 2 versions of it, which I'm pretty much going to do that for all my films, just to add more value to them, and for fun, you know, because I think it's fun to have that option. And then I also have 2 hours of behind-the-scenes footage. You can see all sorts of hilarious moments. There was one moment where the lead actress, who I wouldn't work with again, I was putting stuff on her face for a special effect, and after we were done, she was blind for an hour. She suffered temporary blindness for an hour because she had all this stuff get in her eyes. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad stuff. But it was just hilarious because she thought the world was going to end. And me and the other guy both knew that she would be fine. But, you know, it was a very funny situation. There's all sorts of things like that happened. Thankfully, no one went blind. But it was pretty hilarious.
Doesn't sound very funny to me.
It is hilarious, Safi.
Sorry.
It's agar powder. It's like powdered seaweed. And, you know, it's not harmful at all. It's hilarious.
Okay.
What do you think of that, Safi?
I didn't know anything about it, so.
Yeah, Safi doesn't know anything about the behind the scenes.
No.
Well, she knows some of it, but
A little bit.
stuff that stuff didn't get on camera, unfortunately. But if you guys are interested in that stuff, go over there and check it out.
Okay.
Safi?
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.